Hello, welcome to Am I Going to Die? And this is a big one because it's episode number 10 in mid-March here. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Gallup, CEO and Medical Director of the ENT Institute and co-host.
Hello, Melissa Moritz. Am I going to die from... He's excited because this totally falls in his wheelhouse today.
It's totally.
And we're right in the thick of wiping off all that yellow stuff from our cars down here in Georgia.
Right, because it's allergy season. So what is an allergy? Plain and simple, it is when your body has a response to elements, pollens in this case, and it causes swelling because it's an allergic reaction. So do people die from those? Not the common allergies, but yes, you can die from a severe form of an allergic reaction called anaphylaxis. And that is only preventable by not getting exposed to this allergen. Some people I know recently...
Anaphylactic shock, right?
Anaphylactic shock. We're shocked because you're not able to pump the blood. And people can die from that, and the airway will swell, whether it's the mouth, the back of the throat, the lungs. And so that is a problem. And you always need to be prepared for that. If you have allergies, you have that potential. So what we need to do is, educate you about allergies. One, for example, in children, food allergies are a big thing. We're not going to really delve into that a whole lot, but peanut allergies can cause anaphylaxis. We know that. It's everybody seems to hear about that. What I want to do is really focus our time today on seasonal allergies, right? Because it is that time of year, and
That's
why
right.
should you have to suffer? So there are a lot of myths about this. So go ahead. Let's see if I know.
Well, you might feel like you're going to die from seasonal allergies.
Well, you can. If you can't breathe through your nose, then you have to breathe through your mouth. It's
and
a
then it
miserable way
turns
to
into
live.
an upper respiratory virus and all sorts of yucky
not
stuff.
really. It may
That
be
happened
closer.
to me.
It's
And I felt
not
like
true.
I was going
We're
to die.
associating two things that are not together. Allergies and a virus that causes a cold are two different things, and generally it takes a medical professional to know the difference, and sometimes it takes time to know the difference. Okay?
And that's why we're here today, because he's in his wheelhouse being the doctor that he is.
Listen, all I need you to do
And
is ask me some questions. So just sit over there and smile and ask me some questions.
All righty then, right back at the myths and the facts.
And then we're going to show you a little bit about how we diagnose it. So let's just talk about the myths first.
Let's talk
okay?
about hay fever. I have a fever, and I have hay fever.
Is that a myth?
Well, you tell me. You're the doctor.
No. It's commonly.
Can hay fever cause hay fever? I mean, could hay cause hay fever? This
That
is
reminds me of
going
a bad
everywhere
movie.
right
Okay.
today.
Okay. So hay fever is one term we use for an allergic upper respiratory tract event. Right? Because I tell you, if I hop in hay, then there's pollen in there and I'm going to react to it. I know because I have allergens, and I took allergy medication and shots as a child and as an adult. So I know this pretty well, but that is a myth. It's not just from hay. It's because of the pollen associated with it.
Okay, and if you have hay fever, do you have a fever?
No.
There you go.
You may feel feverish, but you don't develop a fever from hay fever. And that's one way you determine the difference between, if you will, a viral infection and allergies. No fever with an allergy.
I've had a fever with allergies, but we'll just dispel that myth right here. Right now, never happened.
Yeah, but you've had acupuncture for allergies.
Well, we didn't go there yet. We're not
okay,
there
go ahead.
yet. Okay, I want to talk about something you just said, because this is the myth or fact that you need to help me out with. You have allergy shots your whole life.
Yes.
Do you still have allergies?
Well, let's talk about that, because allergy immunotherapy or allergy shots is a desensitization. It's not immunity. Those are two different things, right? So you're retraining through allergy shots or allergy drops the immune system to recognize this pollen, if you will, and to not respond to it. That is desensitization. Immunity is when you, in a previous episode of Am I Going to Die, right?
Yeah.
From doing vaccinations, that is part of the dead organism that your immune system learns to kill. So we're not killing anything. We're just desensitizing so that your body doesn't release histamine, which causes the lining of the nose and airway to swell.
Wow. So if I get a bouquet of flowers and it's springtime,
Yep.
is that going to cause my allergies to
Generally,
blossom?
flowers are not a big component, though if you have a specific allergy to a flower, yes, because the pollen there is pretty heavy. It doesn't hang out in the air. I mean, bees carry the pollen from flower to flower, and the cycle continues, but people generally are not highly allergic to flowers, but some people are, but it's not the majority of people.
So you've already dispelled this, but just to reiterate, allergies and colds are not the same.
They are not the same. They may appear to be the same initially. So how do you tell the difference? Well, the body aches, some light, low-grade fever is going to be the big difference in deciding, is this a viral infection? Okay, so I'm not saying a cold versus allergies. That's a little harder, but a virus can lead to body aches and other symptoms not associated with allergies. Allergies create swelling and obstruction. It can make your eyes water, itch, your nose swell up, feel like you have something draining down the back of your throat. And you can also have some of that with a cold, especially the nasal airway obstruction, your inability to breathe through your nose. So it's hard to tell. But this time of year, we tend to focus on allergies. If you have a cold, what are you going to do for it? Nothing. It has to run its course. But either of those then can lead to more health issues like sinusitis or snoring.
So allergies and snoring have a correlation?
Yeah, you have swelling of the nose and you can't breathe through your nose, so you'll snore. Right? So
Here's
we can
a
cure.
really good one. We're going way off topic, but nighttime stuffy nose gets worse. And you were talking to me once about that. Can you explain that to our viewers?
Well, I will. Why does your nose get stuffy? Well, let me use an impromptu model here. So when you're upright, there's air here. You're able to breathe. And when you lay down, the water goes here. Right? So you have swelling in the nose when you lay down, right? So that's why when you're upright, there's no fluid as much in the tissues in the nose, right? When you lay down. And when you're sleeping, a lot of people will sleep upright when they have nasal congestion so they can breathe better. Wow, what a prop from the Ear, Nose, and Throat Institute. There you go.
Very cool. So we're in spring now, but a lot of people are probably curious about allergies that can or can't happen in the winter. Is it a myth that allergies don't happen in the winter?
That is a myth. Because if you are allergic, if you will, to roaches or dust mites, we have those in our homes 24/7. Okay? And that's why allergies are 24/7, 365. If you're allergic to dust mites, then you're going to have an allergy all year round potentially. And so just know that is true, but it's more significant in the spring and the fall because of the high pollen content there.
Okay, so this is a natural segue into, let's talk dust mites, because I had a general blanket statement told to me when I had my allergy test done that everybody is allergic to dust mites.
No. Not true.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can eat off your floors. You can have the cleanest house in the world, but if you have any furniture, right, anything that can hold skin cells, that's what the dust mite eats. So unless you have totally, wood furniture and totally, no carpet, nothing like sofas, things like that, you're going to have some dust mites.
Time to remodel.
Yeah. So cleaning house, spring cleaning, that's the reason for it.
How about if I put the plastic coverings over my lampshades and the plastic over my
Who wants to live that way?
sofas?
Right?
My aunts and uncles used to live that way.
Yeah. Wow. Very good.
Did you have relatives that did that?
We were lucky if we had couches that had something on them. So anyway.
Okay. Well, moving right along because we have a lot of
yeah.
myths and facts to debunk,
Lord,
but
we're
I
amazing.
think I've added some good tidbits out there. All right. Local honey. I'm going to eat all the local honey I can this spring because they will help. It will help with my allergies, and it's good for the.
You know, that is a very common myth, and people really subscribe to that, but that's not true. Again, flowers, which is what the pollen is going to be from, are not highly allergic. Okay, they're not in the air. So eating the honey may taste good. Eat it because it tastes good. It generally is not going to help you with your allergies. And so it's a myth.
Okay. All right, here's another one that I subscribe to. God, I subscribe to a lot of myths, and I really live by them too. Okay, eliminating wheat and milk will help with asthma and hay fever.
No. No.
I took my son off of all dairy products. I thought it was going to help with his asthma.
Right. Well, no. I mean, if he has gluten allergies and things like that, or has a lactose intolerance, it can help that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So if you're listening and watching this, you really got to be careful with what you read out there in internet wonderland, because, you know, this is why we're doing this. Like, I Google search everything and I read about it, and as a mom, I'm like Dr. Mom, and I go with it all, like the honey and the milk.
Well, you can, and you know, that's the first line of defense, is to try something to change, prevent allergies, right?
Right.
And you know, honey, let's eat that because it's preventative. Well, in the end, we wind up going to the drugstore. It's billions and billions of dollars worth spent on cold and allergy medications. Right? I don't have the figure, but it is billions. Every year. So we self-medicate because we can, but at the ENT Institute, we're interested in finding out if you have allergies, and the only way ultimately to find out if you have inhalational allergies is to do allergy testing. So we have a specific way that we do it at the ENT Institute. There are no needles, they're little scratch tests. So
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I've had it done.
You know, 4-year-old little girls do great with it. So, and what we do is we take allergens, and each one of these little cells, we put some of the allergen. Then we have an applicator that we use, and it is, well, yeah, sure. Give me your form. So these are sterile, and what we do is we remove this, and there are little bitty scratchy points here. Okay, don't know if you can see that, but anyway, and what we do is we dip it in fluid that has, say, a pollen to some tree or a grass, and we test sometimes up to 50 of these. So we'll use certainly 40. So we'll use 4 or 5 of these devices separately. So we'd have 4 of these available, and then we would press it onto the skin, and you can feel the little prick.
Yeah.
Okay, and we press that in. Okay, and what it does, it scratches the skin, and then it sits there for 5 to 10 minutes based on the protocol the doctor's office uses.
And you can see if 15 minutes.
And you can then see a welt, and that's how you know if you're allergic. Then we measure that, and that correlates with the degree to which you're allergic. Right? Simple, done in 30 minutes, and then we know if you have allergies.
All ages, right?
All ages. So, we generally don't test young children. They need to be conversive, to be able to sit there and feel the scratch, because it's a little intimidating the first time, but after you feel it, it's not that big a deal. It's minimally painful, right? So that way we can determine if you have allergies and what they're to and to what extent you have them. After that, then we recommend treating those allergies, because the only way to really treat them 24/7 is to desensitize yourself. Again, it's not immunity, it's training your body not to be allergic. And the allergy causes swelling, simply put. We have 3 types of therapy, maybe 4. One is avoidance. In foods, that's what you have to do. And we're really not talking about foods today, but you have to avoid food allergies like peanut allergies. Second is take over-the-counter medications, which you probably will have done and have done for many years. Third is immunotherapy, which is allergy shots, which I've taken multiple times, nothing to be afraid of. If you're diabetic, you're doing it 5, 6, 7 times a day, once a week, and you can do it at home from the ENT Institute. And then last are allergy drops that you can place under the tongue on a weekly basis. And insurance doesn't cover that, but insurance isn't covering almost anything nowadays. So being able to provide the most cost-effective test and the most cost-effective therapy is what we're about at the ENT Institute for everything that we do.
Does insurance cover the tests?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. But people have high deductible plans now.
Right.
So we actually have the lowest cash pay price, highest quality in everything we do, but even in allergy testing. So for as little as $250, you can have the test and know if you're allergic. And then therapy every year is about $2,500, and you need that therapy for at least 3 years. I recommend 5. Then in some time along the way, re-allergy test to see if you need it. I just believe that, take it for 5 years. I did it twice. It works. And then you can have 24/7 protection against allergies. Though sometimes when the pollen is really bad and the amount of pollen is high, I still take some antihistamines, right? So let's talk real quickly about medications over the counter that you're taking. Well, I have the allergy, my nose is swelling, and I go and I buy an antihistamine, Zyrtec, for example, or Allegra, and it hasn't helped me. Now, it's been 6 hours. Yes, they won't. They only work from the time you take them forward. If you already have a swollen nose, it's going to take you 24 to 48 hours for the swelling to go down. So the only thing that can treat the swelling and reverse it immediately are steroids. Now, we have topical nasal steroids, right, that are more preventative. But oral steroids or a shot of steroids can reverse it in as quickly as 6 hours. So that's why you would need to come see us at the ENT Institute if you're that miserable, because we can institute that therapy, and it's not to be taken lightly because not everybody can take steroids. So prevention is the key. Prevention prior to the season starting. So I recommend all of my patients start March 1. So
Got it. So we're 2 weeks behind, but get on that.
Now's the time to start. Right?
Right. And then for the immediate relief, call our offices because we offer same-day appointments. So you get a specialist that knows all about allergies and how to treat your allergies same day.
Yep, that is what we do. So why not bypass the urgent care and come to the specialist, right? It's what we do, same day, no sitting and waiting for so long either. So right now, prevention, right? If you can, then taking over-the-counter medications, but again, it's hard to stay ahead of that, so we recommend testing and taking allergy shots in particular and allergy drops under the tongue as the ultimate treatment for that. And I think that if you can do these things, it'll make your life better because having chronic allergies can lead to sinusitis, can lead to snoring, nasal airway obstruction.
It's a quality of life.
It is, hoarseness, all of these things. So treating those allergies can be important. Now, keep in mind there are multiple types of allergies. We're talking about inhalational allergies, what I call for this area. But there are food allergies, which is a whole different arena that we do test for. And then there are topical allergies, like a bee sting, right? Whole different ball of wax, not common to a lot of people. But some people are anaphylactic to bee stings. So anytime you have allergies, always good to have the ultimate therapy, and that is an EpiPen, right? So EpiPen, if you're on immunotherapy, you need one. I just think everybody ought to have an EpiPen now that the prices have come down. They were $600 and now they're way down. Thank goodness.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah, I think I did a Exposing Healthcare segment on that, on the EpiPen. Now the big issue out there is insulin, right? And you can
that's a
die
big one.
Without insulin. Maybe another
That's
subject
a
matter.
whole nother ball of wax. And we've got some experts that we could probably bring on the show to talk about that. We interviewed one before. So, well, I think we've brought a lot of value to this segment, to you, from Dr. Gallups. I mean, you've gotten some really great free advice from a physician.
Yeah, and I'm not only the president, I am a client. So I suffer from allergies, wound up going to medical school and decided to be an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and now I treat it. So I can appreciate all aspects of it. So if you have questions for us, please write us. Click the link below. Let us know if you have questions about allergies or anything else. Give us ideas or topics for future shows. And hopefully you're maintaining your allergy status. If not, come see us at the ENT Institute. Anything else?
No, but hopefully you've seen some of our marketing around town. And another big thing is to, you can check the daily pollen counts. Daily pollen counts and what is high and what is low by our office. So each office, its own location, has its own pollen count.
Wow.
On
That's very
Instagram, Facebook, and our website. So that's from my world.
Well, as we always say, if you ever have the need, let our family take care of yours at the ENT Institute. Have a great day. See you in the next episode.
See you next
Bye.
week.